Thursday morning yoga class. We'll just get started. Sitting up nice and tall in our chair. Go ahead and just start thinking about straightening out the spine, starting to let the shoulders drop down. Just nice and gently arriving into your space. Letting the chest start to open up. Rooting the tailbone down towards the chair. Lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling, allowing the back of the neck to straighten out, chin tucked in slightly. Start to breathe. Notice the breath. Allow it space to slow down as you start your practice this morning. Start to relax the muscles in the chest and the stomach if they aren't already. Allowing for movement as you breathe. Letting the chest and stomach rise and fall and expand in and out. Start to find a comfortable position for the hands, making adjustments as you need to as you're settling into your space. Maybe you like to rest with the palms up today to help the shoulders relax, or palms down to help yourself feel grounded and present. Maybe you try just resting your hands down by your sides. Maybe just letting gravity pull your hands down, pulling your shoulders farther towards the ground. Just find what's comfortable for you today. If you need to adjust the clothing or the hair in order to relax, just make any adjustments you need to. Notice the feet, finding a position that feels comfortable for right now. Whether or not they touch the floor, maybe crossing the ankles or just resting the feet on the floor. Hip width apart is a great place to start. Just breathing. Gently allowing yourself to come into your space. Letting go of your morning so far, your expectations for the day. Just allowing yourself to be here completely. Knowing you're right where you need to be right now. Right in this chair, in this moment. Take a few moments as we get started to observe the moment we're in. Just noticing how your body feels today. Gently scanning through, noticing any tension or any parts of you that feel relaxed. Maybe you have areas where you always feel tension, but today you don't. Just notice. Notice the shoulders, the hips, the expression. Start to allow the jaw to relax, the eyelids and the eyebrows. Allowing yourself to just be here in this moment. And we'll get started with our warm-up. We'll inhale, spine grows up a little taller. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, ear over shoulder. Exhale as you cross through the center. Inhale back up to the opposite side. Just allowing yourself to notice how these first few neck rolls feel today. Notice if it feels easy or uncomfortable. Notice where the tension is. Just breathe. Inhale brings you up. Exhale lowers you down. Allowing the head to be heavy. Shoulders droop down. Just the head is moving here. Remembering to pause when your body asks you to. Just stay within. Use this exercise as the doorway to your practice, allowing yourself to come into a meditative state, allowing yourself to be calm and grounded. Good. Breathing. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. Completing a few full circles if that feels comfortable to you. Tipping the head to the back if you like. Allowing the shoulders to stay heavy. Closing the eyes as long as that's comfortable for you. Just letting yourself go inward, giving yourself this time for you and your yoga practice. Just feeling happy that you have this time to show up for yourself. When you're ready, we'll gently come to rest with the chin on the chest. Spine nice and tall. We'll do a few simple neck stretches today. So just looking down, keeping the shoulders neutral, spine is tall. So the shoulders aren't getting involved here, they're just staying back as the head tilts forward. And if you want an even deeper stretch, you can put the hand on the top of the head. My stomach is making so many loud noises. I hope you can't hear that from there. Guess I did not have enough for breakfast. So we'll come up through center and then drop ear over shoulder, adding the hand if you'd like. Just nice and gentle. Be sure you're not tipping into it. Nice and straight with the spine, open with the shoulders. Careful as you're using your hands to stretch, you're not adding tension to the shoulder. Let the head just fall to the side. The hand rests on the head. And then inhale back through center. Exhale, opposite side. Adding the hand if you'd like. Just breathing into it. Shoulders relaxed. Releasing any tension left over from yesterday or this morning. And inhale, we'll come back through center. We'll do a few more simple stretches before the neck, just keeping the shoulders facing directly forward the whole time. We'll inhale, just come tall. Exhale, looking over one shoulder. Maybe finding a focal point as you do this, something to look at as you hold your stretch. Something to keep you grounded in your practice. Or maybe simply closing your eyes and staying inward. One more inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale tall. And exhale, looking the other way. Same thing, just hold tall. Releasing the tension from the neck. Just starting our practice very gently, very simply. One more inhale. Exhale, coming back to center. We'll do a few shoulder rolls here. So just bringing the shoulders slightly forward, up towards the ears, back behind you, and then down again. So just around, go at your own speed. You can inhale to bring them up, exhale to lower them down. Great. And just feel the contrast between having your shoulders all the way up and then all the way down. Reverse the circle when you're ready. Same thing, inhale up, exhale down, just starting to the back. Shoulders go back and up and down. Great. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. And then just resting in a neutral position when you're ready. We'll do a few rounds of sun breath here, getting the arms moving. So our inhale, we'll bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Go at your own speed and just note the pace of your breath. Really just take this time to get in touch with your breathing pattern this morning without trying to change anything. Just notice. Inhale up, exhale down. Great. You can do this again with your eyes closed if you'd like, or you can find a focal point to focus on. You can bring the gaze up as you bring your hands up. Whatever feels good to you today, whatever's speaking to you. Just imagine filling and emptying the lungs completely. Every exhale, just getting rid of negativity or stress left over from yesterday, this morning, your night last night. Great. Once more, and then just rest with the hands at the heart. Take a moment. Allow yourself to feel centered. We'll release the hands and give them a little shake. And we'll just do some simple wrist stretches. So we'll just put the hands out, just very simply, moving them in circles. Any way that feels good to you, and then reverse. Very, very simple, not always something we think to stretch. We don't always think about stretching our hands or our fingers, but especially if we're using our devices a lot, that can feel really nice. Let's just go ahead and do one more with the hands. We'll spread the fingers out wide, just really stretching them apart, and then just pull them in together, almost like you're making a fist. So we'll just release and then pull. Great, a few more times. Just go at your own speed, hold wherever feels nice. Just give the hands a little stretch. Good, and then just let them relax. We'll do the same thing with the feet. So we'll go ahead and just circle the ankles. So I'll just show you. You can bring your feet up if you'd like to, or you can keep them down on the floor. We're just gonna circle the ankles, just going around. So go at your own speed. And reverse directions. You can wiggle the toes as you do this, whatever feels good here. Just releasing tension. Having the feet relaxed is a really great way to kind of just allow yourself to feel more grounded almost instantly. We'll go ahead and just switch to a flex and point. So just pulling the toes back towards you and then pointing them down to the ground. So just like a flip-flop motion. You can do this with the legs out straight, or you can keep them down at the ground. Just see what feels good to you. Just flex and points. It's nice and simple. Good. Feels really nice. And then we'll come up tall when you're ready, starting our seated cat-cow, starting to warm up the spine. So we'll inhale, arch forward, exhale, round to the back, going at your own speed. Inhale forward, exhale backward. Great. Again, you can keep the eyes closed if you'd like to. Just stay within or find something inspiring to look at to help you through your practice. Our observations and the things we see around us can be part of what's keeping you present and grounded. So feel free to keep the eyes open, or you can keep them closed if that helps you to stay more focused. You can try a little bit of both, of course. It's always a good idea. We'll switch into circles when you're ready. So inhaling across the front, exhaling across the back. You might have to come up to the edge of your chair if it's getting in the way. Inhale forward, exhale backward. Just an organic movement, not too technical. You can hold on to the knees if you'd like, whatever feels good. And then reverse the circle when you're ready. Inhale across the front, exhale across the back. Really nice for the spine, the chest, the shoulders, the hips. It's a really nice stretch. Great. And then we'll come back to center, dropping the hands to the sides. We'll inhale to bring them up. Exhale, we'll just go over to one side. I'm going to the right, but you can do whichever is easiest for you. Pressing both hip bones down to the chair, just holding here for a couple of breaths, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Great. Hold and breathe. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, draw the fingers to the back. You can lift the chin if you like, just opening through the chest here. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Great. Take a moment and release the hands down. You can shake them out if you like to. Let's start with our pigeon forward folds today, and we'll start stretching out around the hips. So I'm going to start with my right leg. You can cross your ankles, you can cross your knees, or you can place the ankle on the knee for the full pose. The more straight across this leg is, the deeper the stretch will be. So if you're more up here, that's going to be a gentler stretch for you, and that's fine. Or if you're crossed over a little bit more, just make sure you're not collapsing to the back as you bring that leg forward. Stay tall. And then we'll just start with our forward fold. So inhale to come tall. Exhale, melting over the leg. Hold here and breathe. Bringing yourself to your observations. Going inside. How does the body feel in this stretch today? Does it feel like a relief? Or perhaps it's a bit uncomfortable? Maybe it's easier than usual. Maybe you're a little bit deeper into the pose than you usually are. Or maybe not quite as deep. Always remember, you're not noticing in order to judge yourself or to be discouraged. Just noticing the moment you're in now, taking it, acknowledging it, and moving on. Notice as the stretch starts to change, perhaps you get more comfortable in the position you're in, and you decide to try to go down a little deeper. Perhaps it's getting to be a bit much to hold the stretch and you decide to come up for a rest. Just notice how you're feeling, honor your body and what it needs today. And remember to notice where the mind goes when you sit quietly in a stretch. What are the thoughts that are standing out, that are coming into your mind the most loudly? Notice what they are. Same as with your observations, you can acknowledge them and then just move on. Bring yourself into this moment. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly rise up. We're going to do a twist in our pigeon pose today. So you can keep your same leg placement if you like. So my right knee's on top, so I'm going to be reaching for it with my left hand. So you'll just do the opposite of the knee that's on top, opposite hand. So I'll inhale, grow up tall. Exhale, come into your twist, reaching across for that knee. The back arm can hold onto the chair, rest behind you or wrap behind your back. You can bring the gaze over that back shoulder. For me, it's my right shoulder. And that will just get the twist all the way from your tailbone up into the skull, just really wringing out any negative energy, any tension, really cleansing the body and the emotions here. Hold and breathe. Continuing to stay forward and tall, not sinking back. One more inhale. Exhale, we'll unwind back to center. You can slowly release that leg, shake it out, move side to side, relax the hip. And then we'll go on to the other side. So same thing, come into your pigeon pose. You might have the same pigeon on both sides, and you might not. So I just keep an open mind, not being attached to the outcome here. Staying nice and tall. When you're ready, nice and slowly, inhale, growing up from the top of the head. Exhale, melting down over that leg. And just relax here. It might take a little while before you can relax here, so just do what you need to do. Breathe into it. Start to settle in. Notice if this side feels any different. You can ask yourself the same questions as on the other side, but you might find you have different answers. You might find they're exactly the same. Either way, just again, keep an open mind. Noticing if this feels like a relief, if it feels uncomfortable, if you went deeper into the stretch than usual or not quite as deep. Just notice. Notice where the mind goes as we hold, as we sit quietly in a stretch. Is the mind quiet as well, or is there a lot going on in there? Just start to notice. Few more breaths here. Make any adjustments you need to. Get the most out of the stretch. If you need to come up for a rest, that's always an option. You're just here to give yourself what you need, so listen to your body. Take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly start to rise up. Great. Coming into our twist, so I'm going to be reaching across for my left knee with my right hand. We'll inhale, grow up tall first. Exhale, keep that length in the spine as you reach across and twist. Bring the gaze to the back as long as that's comfortable for you. And then find a comfortable position for your back arm. Hold and breathe in the twist. Nice and tall. Nice release for the shoulders, for the back, for the hip as well, since we're still in our pigeon. Just squeezing out any negativity. Anything that's no longer serving you, this is a great spot to just kind of bring it out. Make room for fresh, new, positive energy. One more inhale. Exhale, we'll come back around to center. And you can go ahead and release that leg. And then same thing, just kind of release the hips. You can come up to the edge of the chair and just kind of rock side to side. You can let the knees fall in towards each other if that feels good. Just kind of, we had the hips nice and open, so now kind of closing them off is a good kind of counter stretch to do. Great. All right, sitting back into the chair, we're going to relax into our seated forward fold next. So again, we're going to just sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen the spine, keeping that length as you come forward. Keep a flat back for as long as you can. And as long as you don't have any back problems at the last second when you can't keep it flat any longer, release down. You can round to relax the shoulders. You can drop the head if that's comfortable for you. And just relax in your forward fold. Great opportunity here to just let go of anything that is stressing you out, holding you back. Just take the opportunity. Imagine just dropping it on the floor right here, leaving it here, bringing it to your practice and letting it go so you can move on and be happy. Just breathe here. Hold and stretch. Remember to notice where the mind goes as you hold these stretches. Focus on the breath. Observe how the stretch feels in the body. Notice the areas of the body that are affected by the stretch. If you're using your hands to support yourself by holding on to the legs or having the elbows on the knees, remember to just be aware that you're not building up tension in the shoulders. Keep everything nice and soft. We'll hold here for several more breaths, so adjust anything you need to. Just allow yourself to get the most you can out of this stretch. Just relaxing down, nice and heavy. Not resisting gravity, just letting it pull. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly start to make your way back up to seated. Great. Taking your time. You can shake out the shoulders when you get there if you need to. Great. From here, we're going to do a wide leg forward fold to stretch out the inner thighs a little bit. So we'll just take the knees wide. It's okay if they're not super wide, if you're not in a chair that lets you do that, or if that's not okay for your hips, you can just take them apart a little bit, or you could repeat the forward fold again with the knees together. Keeping the knees right over the ankles, making sure they're not wobbling. We'll inhale, once again, grow up nice and tall. Exhale, start to work your way forward. So you can stay up, keep the elbows on the knees, or you can come all the way down. Just find a position that works for you. And then hold. Hold and breathe, just stretching out the hips and thighs here. A lot of tension can be stored there. So just take this opportunity to let it go. Let yourself feel relaxed now. Continue to observe the stretch and observe your breath. Stay active in the pose, pressing the knees back over the ankles. Few more breaths. Just allow yourself to be refreshed as you hold this pose. One more breath here. Exhale, slowly start to make your way back up. Take your time. Okay, take a moment when you get to the top. Relax the shoulders, bring the knees together. You can shake out the hips again if that feels good to you. And then from here, we'll just do a sun breath to stand. So let's drop the hands down to our sides. Inhale to bring the hands up. Exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. Take a moment here in your mountain pose. Just go inward. You can close your eyes. Just check in with yourself. Notice the effects of your practice so far. Notice if anything has changed since you started this morning. Notice the state of the breath, the state of the body and the mind. Allow your heart to fill up with gratitude. Gratitude for your body and your mind. And the ability to set aside this hour for yourself. Next exhale, release the hands gently, and we'll work on our balance pose. We'll do some practice in tree pose. So when you're ready, finding your mountain pose, and just standing anywhere where the chair is available for you to hold on to. You might prefer to stand behind it. It is up to you, whatever is most comfortable. So take your time in your mountain pose. If you know tree pose, you can take your time getting into it and just go in when you're ready. Just remember to keep the body in line. So ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Feet are relaxed. The tendency is to tense up when we are trying to balance. We're nervous we're going to fall, but the more relaxed your feet are, the more space you'll have to balance on. And just be nice and soft here in your mountain pose. Find a focal point to look at while you're balancing if that's something that helps you. And then just go ahead and find your tree pose. This might be your tree pose today with just one toe turning out. You might try lifting the heel or putting the whole foot on the ankle, or you might try and bring it higher up on the leg as long as it's not right on your knee. Just find a spot that's comfortable. Take your time. If you fall out, try not to spring right back up. Come back to your mountain pose and reset, and then slowly work your way back up to your tree pose. You can play around with your hand positions. You might have your hands reaching out by your sides, up towards the sky, hands at the heart. You might choose to keep one or both hands on the chair, whatever is comfortable for you today. Some days are easier to balance than others, so remember to keep an open mind. Don't attach to the outcome here. Trees sway and rock in the wind all the time, all day. So if you come down out of it, just gently work your way back up. And if you need a little bit more time to keep trying, or if you want to see if you can stay a little bit longer, I invite you to do that. Otherwise, take your time, come on down, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Always keeping in mind the other side might not be the same, and that's okay. So nice and slow, mountain pose, focal point. Find your leg placement, find your hand placement. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. The mind is open. Body is strong. Great. Just breathing. Wobbling if you need to wobble. Coming down for a rest if you need to. Great. Take your time. We'll relax down. You can pedal through the feet here. Just make sure no extra tension has built up. Great. All right, let's come around to face the chair. We're gonna take a few breaths in a forward fold. So really just letting the spine stretch here. Take your time. When you're ready, we'll inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, bring them down through heart center, just folding forward. Any low back problems, keep a flat back always. Otherwise, you can round down if that's comfortable for you. You can reach for the legs or the floor or the chair, whatever feels good for you today. Just let the spine stretch out. Releasing tension. You can let the head be heavy. If you have a cold or a runny nose or a headache, you might like to keep it up, but you can try it, see what feels good to you. Hold and breathe. Same as in our seated forward folds, just notice where the mind goes as things start to get quiet. Notice what stands out to you. Letting the shoulders release. Letting the spine and the hamstrings just get a nice stretch. Few more breaths here. Make adjustments if you need to. Take your time. We're going to bend the knees and come back up to stand. So bending, we'll inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Great. Take a moment here in your mountain pose. We're going to go through and do a few more leg stretches with the chair, but just hold here for a moment. Few breaths. Let yourself be grounded. And then we'll go ahead and drop the hands. We'll start in a forward fold again. So inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, coming down. Finding your forward fold, whether you're reaching for the floor at your legs or the chair. And then we're going to come into our standing split pose. So let's start with I'm going to start with the left leg. You can do whichever one you prefer. We'll tap it to the back, and then we're just going to lift it. And it doesn't have to be super high, just enough that you're getting a good stretch through the supporting leg. So you can go as high as you'd like, but even if you're just here and that's getting you a good stretch, that's fine. Hold it there. And just breathe, stretching through the bottom leg. Maybe as you hold, you see if you can lift it higher, or maybe you try to lower it down for a little bit of a rest. Flexibility varies from person to person, varies from day to day. So just keep an open mind. We're just trying to stretch this bottom leg here. So as long as you're feeling that, you're doing it correctly. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring that top foot down to the back and set ourselves up for a lunge. So now I have my right leg is bent in the front, my left leg is straight in the back. I'm going to turn so that my toes, the toes on both my feet are pointing towards the chair. And then I'm going to inhale to bring the upper body up. So if you want to keep your fingertips on the chair for balance, you can. Otherwise, we'll come all the way up into a lunge. Great. Nice stretch for the back of that calf back here. Nice and tall. Breathing. Great. Inhale, grow up taller. Exhale, open up to a warrior two. So the legs, the toes on this side, the straight leg are facing forward. The toes on the bent leg are facing towards the chair. Arms are open. Gaze goes over those front fingertips, nice and strong in your warrior. Hold and breathe. Really active in this front thigh, keeping the knee over the ankle. We'll inhale, stretch both knees. Exhale to triangle, so you can come down to the chair and do your triangle here, or you can reach for the leg, whatever is comfortable for you today. Just imagine the hips are being pulled in that direction, and the top of the head is being pulled in this direction, just giving you a nice stretch around the hips, the shoulders, the legs. Triangle is one of my favorite poses. You can bring the gaze anywhere that's comfortable for you. You can look straight ahead, down at the floor, up at the hands. Good. We'll reverse it all and come back through warrior two. Up on the back toes, we'll spin and come into our lunge, facing the chair. Inhale, tall. Exhale, we'll lift that back leg, coming to your standing split. And then putting the feet together, resting in your forward fold. Good. You can shake it out, bend and stretch the knees, whatever feels good here. And then when you're ready, we'll bend the knees. Inhale to stand up. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Take a moment. Find your breath. Connect to yourself. Breathe. Just feel the effects of the stretches and the poses so far. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, dropping the hands. Inhale up. Exhale to your forward fold. Finding a hand position that works for you. You might use the same hand position each time you go into your forward fold, or you might not. So whatever you choose to do is okay. Resting here. And then when you're ready, tapping the right foot to the back, or whichever foot you didn't just do. And then lifting into your standing split. Again, you might just have your foot slightly up off the floor. That's fine, that's great. Just lift it as high as you need to get a good stretch. So just holding, hold and breathe. Really great stretch for that bottom leg. One more inhale. Exhale, coming into our lunge. So my left foot is to the front, it's bent, left leg rather. Right leg is straight to the back, and both the feet, the toes on both feet is what I was trying to say, are facing towards the chair. When you're ready, we'll inhale up into our lunge, bringing the hands up overhead. Great. Hold and breathe here. Just get that nice stretch in that back leg. Keep the shoulders relaxed, energy in the fingers and the elbows. Maybe finding a focal point or closing the eyes. When you're ready, we're going to open to warrior two. Hips and shoulders come open to the sides. Great. We'll hold here. Breathe. And then when you're ready, we're coming into triangle. So stretch both knees, tip forward, reaching maybe for the chair or for your leg, maybe all the way to the floor, whatever feels good for you today. Hold and breathe in your triangle. Reaching straight up towards the ceiling, energy in those fingers. And then reversing our way back up, we'll come through warrior two. Turn the hips and shoulders to face the chair. To your lunge. Inhale tall. Exhale forward, coming through your standing split and lifting that back leg. Exhale, forward fold, both feet on the floor. Resting here, you can shake it out or you can just hold. We'll bend the knees, inhale, standing up, hands come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, just take a moment. And just imagine you're giving the stretches time here to just kind of sink in to your muscles and just benefit you the most that they can. Just let it all just sink in here. We're just going to go through a few more poses and stretches as we start to quiet down in preparation for our meditation. So let's just go into a downward dog and hold for a couple of breaths just to get a nice stretch through the shoulders and the legs. So we'll inhale tall. Exhale, we'll come through our forward fold, coming down. Then when you're ready, just step the feet to the back. Stretch out the arms and try to press the head down through the elbows as much as possible. I'm trying to have the heels on the floor and the back as flat as you can make it. Just releasing tension from the back of the legs, the backs of the shoulders, the chest, the arms. This one is so good in so many different ways. Breathe into it. Again, if it's comfortable here, you can let the head just be heavy, really relax. Just breathing. And then when you're ready, just start to walk the feet back in, coming up onto the hands. We'll come into our table pose next. So just having the wrists right under the shoulders and the ankles right under the hips. We'll do our cat-cow. So inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look down. Going at your own speed, just match your breath. Just give your body what it needs here. A little extra stretch before we go into our meditation time. Breathing. Nice and slowly back and forth. And then maybe just starting to move more organically, maybe circling the spine or kind of wiggling the hips or shoulders side to side, just getting any last minute stretches your body might be asking you for before we sit back down in the chair and relax. Bending and stretching the knees perhaps. Anything here that feels good. We'll drop back down to our forward fold for just a moment. Bending the knees to inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Great. Take a moment. Again, just let the stretches kind of sink into the muscles. Notice the feeling of tension being released. Notice any new tension that might have built up during your practice. Just take a moment to release, relax, find your breath again. And then slowly, when you're ready, you can start to make your way back down to the chair. Make yourself comfortable. And find a seat. So right away, as you come back to sit in your chair, you can allow yourself to be heavy here. Just let yourself drape over the chair in a natural way, any way that feels comfortable. And then just start to feel how the chair supports you and you don't need to hold yourself up. You can just relax and allow yourself to be heavy here. Allow the muscles to take a break. And just notice how you're feeling as we start to come towards the end of our practice. Find within you a feeling of relaxation, peace, and gratitude. Maybe noticing an area that felt a little tight as we started, that maybe feels a little softer, more relaxed. Find that piece of you and allow the feeling to spread throughout the whole body. Starting to let your entire being just relax. Your body, your breath, your mind, your emotions. Allow everything to be soft here. Knowing that the next few minutes are dedicated just to breathing and relaxing. Let's start our meditation time and end our practice by taking 3 deep breaths together. When you're ready, we'll inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. Releasing the breath, allowing it to flow back to a natural pace, not needing to control it, just letting it happen. Now for our body scan today, we're just going to imagine we're cleaning our bodies, cleaning our minds. Imagine yourself going through each part of you like you would go through cleaning your house, just gathering up the things you don't need anymore and preparing to get rid of them. Maybe imagine yourself, as we go through our body scan, carrying a trash bag or a donations box and putting all of those negative feelings and pain that you find in your body during the body scan. And just imagine yourself putting it in the bag or the box, and we'll get rid of them together at the end of the body scan. Starting with the toes, notice how the toes are feeling. Just feel everything there is to feel there in the skin, the bones, the muscles. Notice if there's anything that needs to go. Collect it up and imagine yourself putting it in your bag or your box. Moving in the same way up into the feet, the bottoms of the feet and the tops of the feet, the heels and the ankles. Noticing your findings, placing anything you don't need or don't want into the garbage bag or the box, Moving up into the legs, the shins, the calves, all around the knees. Up into the thighs, the fronts and backs of the thighs, the inner thighs and outer thighs, the hips, tailbone, low back, middle back, upper back, back of the neck, and top of the spine. Around the waist, the stomach, the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, tops of the shoulders, and down the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, and the fingers, back up the arms, past the shoulders, towards the neck and the throat, all along the jaw, the teeth, the tongue, cheeks, eyelids, eyebrows, top of the head, and the back of the head. Placing anything that you found that you didn't prefer into the box or the bag. And imagine yourself just putting it out for the garbage truck to come take away. And then going back inside, going inward to really enjoy the nice, clean, positive space you've made. Imagine the smell of a freshly cleaned room, maybe smelling of cleaning products, citrusy, lemons, or oranges. And just allow yourself to feel clean and fresh and new. Holding on to this visualization and this feeling, we'll just rest quietly for about a minute in our meditation. I'll bring you back into the room when it's time. Slowly, we'll start to come back into the room. You can keep the eyes closed for now if you'd like to. We'll just start by wiggling the toes and fingers. Moving the hands and feet. Opening the eyes very gently and maybe stretching out the arms and legs. And then just coming to sit up tall in your chair for one final sun breath together. We'll drop the hands. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.